This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Man overboard off the coast of Astoria. This sailor got stranded in rough seas and he bailed on his boat.
Do you know any good moms?
Mine.
My mom is the best. My daughter, she is an amazing mom.
Me, myself.
You're the good mom.
Yes.
Hey, sometimes you got to give yourself self-love, right? We actually don't have enough time in the Sunrise Show this morning to mention all the good moms out there, but we did put together a segment that is all about moms. In honor of Mother's Day on Sunday, we have a Mother's Day edition of Drew and You coming up here at 5:15.
Looking forward to that. Happy Friday, everybody. We have made it to the end of the work week. We want to start off this morning by checking in with Rod Hill, who is on the road this morning. Looks like you're still on the road, Mr. Carney.
We just want to see more Drew and You.
All right,
let's do
Rod
all
is
the interviews
standing
right
by.
here.
Rod, take it away.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. We have showers out there already this morning, and the big headline today is we think once we get through 9, even 10 o'clock this morning, this quickly turns into a stormy day with numerous big-time downpours and some decent thunderstorms. We're starting off very comfortable. We're in the 40s and even 50 in downtown early this morning and 51 degrees up in Vancouver. Salem also reporting 51 degrees. Here's the day planner. Temperatures mid-50s to 60 during the day, and the storm chance will continue overnight tonight as well, and that's your forecast.
Well, later today, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler will give his annual State of the City address. It'll be held at the Portland City Club, where he'll talk about his plans for the city going forward. Devin Haskins joining us now with a look at what he may talk about. Good morning, Devin.
Yeah, good morning, Nina. While we don't have specifics about the speech itself, we can expect it to follow his budget proposal that was introduced to the City Council last night. That budget asking for $6.7 billion to invest in the city. The homeless issue continues to be front and center. The most recent point-in-time count found 1,200 more people living on the streets in Multnomah County than 3 years ago. Wheeler's budget asked for more than $85 million to tackle homelessness. Portland is also on pace to surpass 2021's record-breaking number of homicides. The mayor wants to increase funding for police and police accountability. And finally, cleaning up the city continues to be his big push. Last year, he announced the formation of the Clean and Green initiative to clean trash off the city and get graffiti off the walls. This year, he wants another $3 million to clean up graffiti and trash around the city. And another big push continues to be helping businesses recover from the pandemic even 2 years later. That State of the City address, it'll happen at City Club at noon today. You can always watch it on our website, stream live at kgw.com. Brenda?
Devin, thank you. Well, as we reported here on Sunrise yesterday, nurses at Providence St. Vincent have voted to authorize a strike. This morning, we're hearing from one of those nurses and from hospital administration. Nurses are demanding better working conditions, benefits, and pay. But after 36 bargaining sessions in the last 5 months, negotiations stalled.
Many people can't afford coming off of a pandemic, really, or can afford but don't want to afford going on a strike that's unpaid for any amount of time. So it's a sacrifice by every nurse that voted in support.
Providence says it's tried to reach a deal and blames the union for delaying discussions.
We remain committed to working at the table together to resolve where there's places of differences. We continue to ask and continue to strongly encourage ONA to consider a federal mediator.
St. Vincent says if there is a strike, it'll work hard to make sure services for patients aren't interrupted. The nurses union has to give 10 days notice before they strike.
The federal government is aiming to direct more money into behavioral and mental health services. That money would come from a new $52 billion bill from the Biden administration.
Secretary Xavier Becerra was in Portland yesterday to talk about how that money would support local services like Lines for Life. Here's Tim Gordon.
The U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services gets a warm welcome.
We appreciate your being here for us to be able to deal with some of the folks who here are on the front lines.
And really appreciate your personal passion and dedication to tackling the issue of behavioral health services for all Americans, but particularly for our children.
Beyond top elected leaders, this roundtable at Lines for Life included healthcare leaders, educators, and advocates, all talking about increasing needs and not nearly enough resources for behavioral health care for kids and adults. Becerra brought a message of hope in big dollars, touting President Biden's plan to put an additional $52 billion toward behavioral health over the next 10 years if it gets through Congress.
So I urge you to just recognize that for the first time, we've got the person who can lead us on this at the national level say, I'm there. I'm there. And that's critical, because if we let that drop, who knows when we have another chance to do it.
These have been tough times with the last 2 years of pandemic, especially hard for young people who spent a lot of time out of school and isolated.
The population of this country, the population of this state has been on constant duress. That anxiety has taken a toll not only on youth and families, but it's taken a toll on all of us.
They need us to advocate for them, and if we join together, we can provide the life-saving supports.
Hearing from some of that life-saving support was part of the HHS Secretary's visit, meeting with teenagers.
And we also talk a lot about just mental health awareness, and it's really helpful for people to be able to hear that from other teenagers.
Who are volunteers with Lines for Life's Youth Line, a peer-to-peer mental health crisis line for suicide prevention, which serves youth in Oregon and beyond, proven successful and growing. I asked Becerra as he was about to leave what was his strongest impression from the visit. It was these kids.
Probably that we've got peers that are doing a great job helping a lot of these young folks who are probably the shyest and least likely to come forward quickly. And I think that's got to give you some sense of promise that this will be done well, so long as we invest.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.
Also in your headlines this morning, police arrested a man staying at a Portland Airbnb who they say shot his host. That suspect, 21-year-old Kavion Lett, was in a room at the short-term rental near Northeast Grand and Going when the host tried to talk with him Wednesday night. He fired multiple shots through the door, hitting the woman in the chest. Her injuries are serious. We're told she is expected to survive. Lett is now in jail, charged with attempted murder. Portland police say that suspect involved in an arson at the Muslim Community Center may also be responsible for a second bias crime. On Tuesday, surveillance video caught the suspect trying to start a fire in the back of the Muslim Community Center on North Vancouver Avenue. Police believe the same person broke this window at the East Side Jewish Commons on Northeast Sandy on April 30th. They're still working to track the suspect down. If you have information, call Portland Police. And you've got to watch this Coast Guard video. So this sailboat was just getting pummeled near Astoria Thursday. It was getting so dangerous, the 26-foot boat started thrashing around and riding the waves that the man aboard decided it might be safer to just jump over and swim away. The Coast Guard was watching. They rescued him, hoisting him out of the water into a waiting ambulance. You see that boat eventually washed up at Fort Stevens State Park. Wow.
All right, we do have one more local story before we get to your forecast. This one involves one of the most recognizable parts of Vancouver's waterfront. We're talking about the Red Lion Hotel sign, 20 feet tall, 100 feet wide. That sign came down yesterday as crews are working to bring down the entire hotel itself, part of the Vancouver Waterfront Redevelopment Project. The Red Lion Hotel at the Key first opened back in 1960, and for years it was definitely a hot spot for local weddings, proms, anniversaries, and birthdays. That spot along the Vancouver side of the Columbia will eventually be home to a new hotel and a public market.
Okay, at the top of the show, I mentioned that Rod was on the road. He's actually at the Portland Flower Market, but they're having some technical problems, so we haven't been able to check in. Pinch hitting this morning while they got that worked out, Mr. Chris McGinnis. This is a big weekend for forecasters.
I think he just wanted me to take the fall for the rainy
You're saving us.
weekend forecast that we have in store for us. I'm sorry, the weatherman had one job, and he's raining on the weekend, unfortunately. 51 degrees last check at PDX, and as we look at our Rose City Sky Camera over downtown, we've had some light rain and on and off pockets of heavier rain this morning. Here's a look at radar right now, the live scan, and you can see some pretty heavy showers now working their way up into the Cascades. There's a little bullseye of some heavier rain right now working its way right along Highway 26 in Clatsop County as well. And that's, I think it'll be pretty indicative of our day as we roll through the day today. So step out of the way. Here's a quick look at your day planner for today. Right now we're 51 degrees at PDX, mid 50s by lunchtime. There's even the chance of a rumble of thunder later this afternoon. So if you hear that, that likely means we're probably going to see, one or two heavier downpours today as well. Let me walk you through futurecasts. This is this morning at 8:30. You can see some of those yellow blobs on the map, indicative of some of the heavier rain that might be falling here in parts of the area. It's not going to be like an all-day heavy rain today, but later on tonight and tomorrow might be. Check this out as we fast forward into Friday night and Saturday. You can see rainfall potential across the region is pretty prolific between now and early tomorrow morning. Futurecast is pegging us at better than an inch of rain here in Portland. All right, here's a look at the 7-day forecast. We've got showers and possibly heavy showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder. Heavy showers tomorrow, showers on Mother's Day Sunday, and maybe a few lingering showers on Monday as well. Man, I've got raindrops on 5 of those 7 days, guys, but I do see 1 or 2 nice days next week. We've got the 63, partly cloudy on Tuesday, a little warmer on Wednesday. Back to you.
Well, rain or no rain, Chris, we're going to keep focusing on Mother's Day in this next segment on Sunrise. Thank you, Mom, for
my curly hair.
Thank you, Mom, for putting up with me.
For being with me through the good times and the hard times.
Always putting your kids first.
Yes, so many reasons to say thanks to Mom, right? And so many moms to be thankful for. Again, Sunday is Mother's Day, but we've dedicated this entire week to moms, and we're going to continue that here on Sunrise next with a brand new mom-inspired edition of Drew and You.